Lots going on. Nick Kypreos, who recently celebrated a birthday, is joining us. Kyle Bukauskas this week celebrated a birthday. Kelly Rudy last night celebrated a birthday. Any other
really?
Oh yeah. Any other birthdays coming up, Kipper? We need to know about, or is that it?
Elliot's beside me. Whose birthday was it yesterday? Kyle? Kelly's? Okay. All right. No, nobody else we know.
Nobody else, so that takes care of it.
Elliot, when's your birthday?
September? Well, wish him a happy,
We don't discuss, birthdays
happy
after
57th birthday to Elliot for us. If you want to pass that along. Kipper, before we get
go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead. Elliot's old. We've established that.
Yeah.
2, do you like barbecue wings or not?
Sure.
Sixero said to me, Nick.
Yes, I do like them.
He said he liked mild wings. And I go, by mild, you mean barbecue wings. And he said, no, barbecue wings suck. I just like mild wings. And to that, I had no answer. Like, I just think that this guy does not know what he's talking about at this point. Agree or disagree?
You don't leave the house for mild wings.
That is the correct
You
answer.
You don't.
Yeah, that is the right answer.
You don't make friends with salad, and you don't leave the house for mild wings.
Right.
I couldn't agree with him more.
Right.
All right. Forgive
do.
me, Kipper. We didn't ask you to come on for these ridiculous questions. I want to ask about the Cup Final tonight. Wing and a prayer, Vegas seems to be on this evening. Obviously, 3-1 down is not where you want to be. Take us back to the Cup Final you were involved in, because I'm wondering the night before.
Yeah.
Right? Because Ovechkin and those guys had a night before moment last night. What is that like the night before you think you're going to win a cup?
Yeah, it is from the moment that they won their last game, the thoughts of being maybe 60 minutes away. Night before, day of, I always had a sleep in the afternoon. I can remember staring at the ceiling for about 2 hours the day of Game 7. So many things go through your mind. It's impossible not to think about it. It started from your first moments of playing the game as a child right up until the reality of it. It never leaves. So there's no question that Washington's done and said the right things. They're treating this as another hockey game, another process along the way. But inside, they're like a kid in a candy store.
So that kid in a candy store, does that make the following statistic a super stat or a meaningless number when it comes to these Washington Capitals? The league, when leading 3-1 in a postseason series, is 92% success rate. Washington, when leading 3-1 in a series, has a 58% success rate. Is that a super stat or a meaningless number when it comes to this Capitals squad?
Yeah, I don't think for 1 second that they're looking up stats or going through rosters, failed attempts of closing out a series after being up 3-1. I don't think they couldn't care less. They feel good. They feel like it's different this year, and I think all the demons were released when they beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. So right now, they're the better team. They're deeper in every facet of the game. Their scorers are scoring. Their defenders are leaving the area clean and free for Holtby to do his thing. Barry Trotz is doing his thing. I don't think that even the thought has crossed their mind on what happens if we lose tonight.
Right.
Kipper, if you're a member of the NHL PR department, are you okay with the Capitals celebrating a Stanley Cup in Las Vegas? And are you at all worried about the press releases you may have to send out the following morning?
I'm scared for Ovechkin. I really am. I think that they need a lot of security around it, just to protect them, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know if it'll end up like a Hangover sequel where they find him on the rooftop somewhere, but that guy, we all knew he knew how to party when he was younger, but I think he'll remind a lot of people again if they can close this thing out tonight.
Yeah, I think if they close it out tonight, Rasputin will be on the top of all DJs' minds in Las Vegas.
Well, there's no question that he's an emotional guy now, too. And there's something to be said. Of course, we've had this European invasion since 1989, but no captain ever before out of Russia. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I got the privilege of being involved with 4 Russian players who were the first to have their names engraved on the Stanley Cup, and that was a big deal back then. But there's no question, Ovechkin with the C being the first one to take it out of the commissioner's hands will be very historic and very emotional for, I think, Ovi and the country.
So let me ask you this, Kipper, because the last time we had you on, we were talking about Barry Trotz and his future with the team and how close that was to being basically done down 2-0 to the Columbus Blue Jackets in the first round, being down 3-2 to Tampa after having the 2-0 lead. And you said to us, even if they win a cup, his future could be in jeopardy. Are you still feeling that here, just one game away from actually capturing the first Stanley Cup in Washington history?
Yeah, very much so. And it's been a topic of discussion throughout this Stanley Cup Final with many reporters and journalists. Of course, they won't go down the path of saying anything else except let's just focus on winning hockey games. But, you know, there's no question from the moment I think Elliot and I first discussed it on a headlines that Brian McClellan got his extension, that Barry Trotz did not. And we, of course, know that he's in the last year of his deal. And it's been a sore spot. There's no question. And it's very difficult as a head coach watching even your assistant coaches have longer contracts than your current situation. So I'm sure there was a level of frustration. In saying that, does it all wash away with the Stanley Cup? Not necessarily so. I think Barry, like a lot of free agents, might explore his options. There's no question that there's a PR department for the Capitals that would probably suggest that it be our best interest to re-sign him. We'll see if Barry's open to that, and if he is, what's the cost here, right?
Yeah.
Because Barry will cash in like a lot of the other ones have. I would think that you know, if they want to throw $20-30 million at him, of course he's going to look at it. But, you know, perhaps the Islanders, maybe a few other teams might be thinking of making changes if he becomes available on the market. But it'll be tough. I'm not saying that it's definitive that he won't be back, but I would suggest that that he is going to look at all his options.
I mean, interesting story, Kipper. Kipper, obviously this could end tonight. It could end this weekend. Regardless of when it was, I just want to congratulate you and the guys on the season you guys have had personally, and all the times you've come on this show.
Yeah, we
and
appreciate
spoken
it
to us.
so much.
We love you guys and appreciate all you do, and you've had a fantastic year. Congratulations to everybody, man.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And Elliot and I will celebrate tonight with some very hot wings.
See, that's I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Thanks, Kipper.
There is Nick Kypreos in Las Vegas, where obviously there was a little bit of a delay.